The great lore of attraction, the great lore of manifestation. Does that stuff actually work? Or is it all just pie in the sky, hippy dippy woo woo stuff? Well, if somebody like Dana White, one of the founders and builders of the UFC, as brass knuckled and as hard knuckled as that guy's business is, if he's willing to go on record and say that manifestation works, then there must be a way that it works. However, that whole topic, law of attraction, law of manifestation, it's been so bastardized, watered down, and hijacked by so many different people with their own agendas, narratives, and goals that it unfortunately has developed this stigma of being pie in the sky stuff, snake oil stuff, right? Oh, just think thoughts and it'll happen. Well, that's not exactly accurate, right? So, does it work? Yes, underline if you actually properly apply it. So, let me start off by saying this. Does your mind work? Does the human brain work? Well, yes, it does. But if my heart stops working, everything's going to probably die and stop working. Inversely, does a human heart work? Yeah, sure. But what if my brain and a couple other critical organs stop working? Will I still be alive? Probably not. Do all my organs work? Sure, yeah. But if I suddenly get a big hole in my body and all my blood bleeds out, I'm still going to die. What am I driving at there? What I'm driving at there is there are multiple elements to the human body to make it work properly. You with me? So, the same thing applies with or to the law of manifestation, the law of attraction. By themselves, in and of themselves, they are an interdependent part of our larger system, and you need to understand all the laws and all the fundamentals that need to work together in order to make it work. It's really attractive to sell law of manifestation, law of attraction, if it's just think of what you want, don't think about what you don't want, and you'll get what you want. That's pretty attractive to probably a lot of people. Unfortunately, or fortunately, it doesn't quite work just that way. So, but because so many different people have pushed it in that way, it sounds hippy dippy. So speaking of hippies, let's bring it down to the dirt, the nitty gritty of making it work. In the Bible, it says that faith without action is dead. The Bible also says in Hebrews 11 that faith is the evidence of things not yet seen and the things hoped for, aka your faith is the evidence of your vision, your desires, your goals. Things nobody else can see but you. Your faith is the evidence of that. And it also says, as I just said, faith without works, without action, is dead. So, a big part of why the law of manifestation, law of attraction does not work for so many people is because they don't understand and apply the law of action. Let me say it this way. If you know that something's going to work, you simply take action. Let me really simplify it. If you're sitting in a room in your home and it starts to get dark and you need more light, what do? You get up, you go to a light switch and you flip the light switch, right? Now let me ask you something. How much faith and believing did that require? Goose egg. 0. You knew that if you went to the light switch and flipped it, it would work. So you had a vision, you wanted to have a manifestation of light, more light in your room, and then you apply the law of action that was congruent with and correlated to the manifestation you had and the thing you wanted to attract, more light. Are you with me? There was action applied, and it was done with complete knowingness. Like there was no doubt. You didn't require any faith, hope, or belief. You just did it because you knew it would work. Same thing with going to the gym. Or I should say the same thing with getting maybe a muscled physique or getting building a body that you want. You can have a vision for it. You can have a clear intention and desire for the body you want to manifest. And then you have to apply the law of action. Sets and reps and weights in the gym. The way that you eat and don't eat. The way you take care of your body with sleep and nutrition and so forth. And there's no faith required for that. There's no belief required for that. It's just taking action, like flipping the light switch in the previous example. It's taking action knowing that this is what works. So do you see how in those two examples, there's elements of the law of manifestation, law of attraction. You're envisioning what you want. You're feeling it what you want. You get motivated for what you want. And then you apply the law of action. So that is the purpose of action, is to show God, the universe, infinite intelligence, whatever you want to call it, the quantum field. The purpose of one of the biggest single purposes of action in the third dimension, the dimension that we all exist in, that is rooted in our sensory experience, the things that you can see, smell, hear, feel, touch, right, and taste. Taking action in the three-dimensional world shows God, the quantum field, infinite intelligence, the universe, that you are congruent, you are aligned with what it is that you say you wish to manifest or to attract into your life. The purpose of it is to show up in a way that allows God to work on your behalf to bring those things into you. Very simple example. I want more sales. Well, if you know for sure that if you just know you're going to get more sales because it's how it works, right? Then what might you do to flip that light switch metaphorically? You might create an ad and put it on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and run a video ad to a landing page or to another video webinar and offer a product, for example, right? Or you might pick up a phone and cold call 2,000 people in 1 month to get in touch with them, to offer your service, your product, whatever it might be. Do you see how that works? There's action that has to be congruent with your intention that you want to manifest. So when you decide on what it is that you want to manifest, what you want to attract, you then have to map out that version of me who has that outcome, who has that manifestation. What actions have they probably taken? And what kind of actions do they consistently take? And then you have to go take those actions and consistently adhere to those habits if you want that manifestation and the outcome. Listen, you can sit on the couch all day long and think about having $1 million. It isn't just going to appear in your living room. Where you use the law of manifestation, law of attraction, and thinking the thoughts that are aligned with what you want and then not thinking the thoughts about what you don't want is that thinking the right thoughts and lend to, in part, to elevating your vibration, your frequency, your feelings. And the better you feel and the higher level you're vibrating at, the more likely you are to take action from an energetic place that is positive, strong, congruent, healthy, happy, and you'll actually get more motivation and more energy from the action that you're taking. It'll almost feel effortless, if in a sense. Whereas if you take action from a place of gritting your teeth and white knuckling it and having anger and frustration, you're going to show up in a way that actually repels what you want in spite of the action you're taking. Think of it like this. If you're in a really happy place and you're just vibing really good and you make some sales calls you're going to show up on those sales calls way different than if you're just in a pissy, bad, short, flippant mood. You with me? Like, it's really practical. It's not woo-woo. So using things like the principles taught in the law of attraction, law of manifestation, elevating your vibration, your frequency, the implications and the manifestations of just doing that work is very real and practical. You develop a more winning personality, in part, is one of the outcomes that then will translate to people being more drawn to you, wanting to work with you. So the law of action is an absolutely critical and essential component of manifesting things. Okay? And once you visualize and map out and identify what you want, you have to remember Hebrews 11. Faith is the evidence of things not yet seen and things hoped for, and then add in, faith without action is dead. So based upon the things you want to manifest in your life, that you want to attract into your life, what kind of actions has that version of you taken already in the infinite timeline, in the quantum field? And what kind of habits do they adhere to consistently? Now start taking all those actions right now to show God and the universe that you are congruent with that manifestation, and that manifestation will simply drop in. But again, you must take action. You're not going to just sit on your couch and law of attract your way to millions or the perfect spouse or whatever it might be. Because again, if you really know that it's going to work, you're going to get up and flip the light switch and turn on the light. But if you have these visions and ideas and intentions, but you're not taking congruent action, you don't have faith. You don't know that it's going to work. So you're not doing it. And the universe looks at that, God works at that and says, oh, well, if you're in the I don't know frequency, then here's some more I don't know bullshit. Got it? Take congruent action with your intentions that you want to manifest, and they'll drop in.